What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Asian Guys Talk About the NBA,
the Race to the Playoffs edition.
Okay, so right now there are about 15 games remaining in an 82-game NBA season. These are the top 8 teams in each conference, both the Western and Eastern Conference. I would say in the East, there is some movement, though, for the 8th seed. It could either be the Pistons, the Bulls. I think a lot of people thought the Hornets would be out of the playoffs.
Yeah, the Hornets pulled it together, especially after All-Star break. Kemba Walker went crazy, and Marvin Williams stepped it up, and Jalen too.
The addition of Courtney Lee, the Hornets are looking like a team that you do not want to face right now in the first round because they are surging. The Western Conference, those 8 teams are pretty much the 8 teams that people thought were going to make the playoffs. Lately, we've been shouting out to Damian Lillard, aka Dame Dollar. How underrated is Damian Lillard? He definitely has a gigantic chip on his shoulder. He has been ripping up the league since the All-Star break.
He was hitting threes like Steph Curry.
And then they asked Dame, are you trying to be like Steph?
Final seconds of the first quarter, 3.
And he said, nah, I'm not trying to be like anybody. I'm trying to be the first Dame.
Dame Dollar,
And,
he ain't trying to follow.
He is driving.
I think he can lead, but how well?
Top 3 in the East goes Cavs, Raptors, Celtics. Celtics, that's a team that some people are even surprised is in the playoffs, if not just like an 8th seed.
And they're being led by a 5'9" guard.
14 points. Thomas does just that.
Shout out to Isaiah Thomas, who's from the University of Washington. He's from Tacoma, 253. That's the same area code that me and Andrew come from.
Tack town, never back down.
And
we're not from Tacoma, though.
We're not, we're from Kent. That's the north side.
I'll say it, though. Avery Bradley's also from Tacoma.
I would say in the West, Warriors, Spurs, OKC. Now, a lot of people are looking at OKC like OKC's not in the same tier as, the Warriors and Spurs.
If they don't even make it to the Western Conference Finals this year,
which they probably won't,
somebody got to get traded, either Katie or Russell. I think they should break up. It's not working if they can't even make it to the Western Conference Finals.
For the 4th seed in the East, you have either the Heat or the Hawks.
The Heat are always going to be there, man. Hassan Whiteside.
Irving, left-handed block by Whiteside.
And you know who's dunking all over people nowadays? Just popped up, Josh Richardson. Who is that guy?
Richardson sprinting by Carter Williams. Look out!
So as of right now, the Bulls are barely making it into the playoffs. But let me tell you this, Jimmy Butler came back from his injury, and he said he will do whatever it takes to get his team through.
Jimmy Butler is a Texas Warrior.
He said he will sacrifice his body for his team.
You know, he got the big contract. Yeah, he's okay. I mean,
he should come back. You gotta mention Pacers and the Mavs. So the Mavs are 8th seed in the West. The Pacers are 7th seed in the East. PG. There's a guy at this park that looks exactly like PG.
All right, you think the Mavs or Pacers are going to do damage? I think the Pacers have a shot.
I actually think the Pacers versus Toronto could be a really exciting series.
Yeah.
But obviously, if the Mavs play the Warriors, I mean, they're going to lose.
Got to do a shout out to the Raptors.
The last 2 years, they got
knocked
knocked out in the first round, but they had great records.
Yeah. What's up, Toronto? Last year, Kyle Lowry was really struggling after the All-Star break. That's why he lost a bunch of weight this season.
He lost that breakup weight.
DeMar DeRozan right now in 2016 is what Rudy Gay never was.
Yep. DeRozan! I want to see the Raptors make it past the first round. Let's go, Raptors. Let's go, Drake.
Drake. And a 5-second.
Shout out to Justin Holiday, also another UW product.
Yeah.
We actually know Justin Holiday. Haven't said what's up in a while, Justin. Holla at us. We used to host this show, Retro Open Mic. Shout out to Justin Holiday for always coming out to Retro Open Mic.
I feel bad for Jahlil Okafor because he was on a terrible team and he just got injured for the rest of the season. So, damn, what a rookie year to have. But shout out to Karl Anthony Townsend. I think he'll win. He's averaging like a double-double.
Yo, he has a really high efficiency rating. I think Karl Anthony Towns is destined to be a perennial all-star for a very long time.
Couple of days left. Town!
But fan favorite of the rookies is, of course, Porzingis. And I would say fan favorite also coming up is D'Angelo Russell.
Porzingis, he had a really good first half of the season. He's kind of hit a rookie wall.
6th man of the year, David. This is very debatable right now.
Seems like the only 2 people that are really in contention for 6th man of the year are Jeremy Lin from the Charlotte Hornets.
And we're not just being biased.
I'm not, like that's on the internet. You can find that. And number 2 would be Enes Kanter from OKC.
Off the bench, he's almost averaging a double-double. He's playing a lot more minutes than Jeremy, so he'll probably win it. But it's also notable that Enes Kanter is getting paid $70 million for like 4
And
years.
Jeremy's making $2 million this year.
Yeah. So dollar for dollar, for sure, Jeremy's the sixth man of the year.
Okay, candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. You've got Draymond Green, Andre Drummond, DeAndre Jordan, Kawhi Leonard, and last but not least, Hassan Whiteside. The crazy thing is Hassan Whiteside often doesn't even start. Ever since Bosh was out, guess who they start? Amari Stoudemire, but he only plays like 15 minutes a game right now. You know, shout out to Hassan Whiteside, man. He came from the D League, he came from overseas. And shout out to Chris Bosh. He has blood clots. I think he's not coming back this NBA season.
I hope he's gonna come back next season.
I hope he's gonna be okay, man. One of the only NBA players who knows how to do computer coding.
Yeah.
And a lot of people diss on Chris Bosh for being nerdy, but guess what? We're Asian, man. We know that there's nothing wrong with being nerdy.
Yeah, he's goofy.
He's goofy. Chris Bosh is goofy.
He's goofy. He kind of knows.
Ever since Chris Bosh went out, I think Hassan Whiteside's averaging something like 16, 15, and 4.
That's disgusting, bro.
That's disgusting, bro.
I would say Hassan Whiteside deserves to win Defensive Player of the Year. Coach of the Year, it will go to Steve Kerr, but I think he'll share the award with Luke Walton.
I did hear that Steve Kerr did say that resting the starters will come before winning that record.
It could end up like 71-11, because at the end of the year, he could just play the second unit. But the Warriors' second unit is actually good enough that I think they could still get the record, even if they rest the starters. I believe in Barbosa.
Most improved player of the year, I don't really think it's a question, man.
CJ McCollum emerged this year, averaging 21 points a game. He has some nasty highlights too. Very shifty player.
CJ, he spun dirt completely around.
All right, David, we're in the middle of Grand Street Park in Manhattan, New York. Let's talk about the Knicks real quick.
Okay, man.
Did Phil Jackson's triangle offense and his whole plan for the Knicks, is it working out or not?
All right, short answer, no. They can't trade Carmelo. Carmelo has a no-trade clause. I think even the most ardent Carmelo supporters are beginning to fall off the Carmelo train. I think he's an extremely talented player. I do not think he's willing to make the sacrifices necessary to win.
And he makes him pay.
I don't Chris Broussard that he wanted.
I would not say that Phil Jackson was a successful GM in New York. And do you think this raises some questions about Phil Jackson's legacy? Because a lot of people have always questioned Phil Jackson, saying his success is just a result of having great players.
All right, I heard that quote, and I remember what Kobe's response was. Well, what do you think he was gonna do? Win with a bunch of bums?
Can't change
he's just one
the
person.
system from scratch. I mean, like,
You can't change all the players.
There
You
was
can't-
still infrastructure in place that's like broken. Okay, Andrew, real quick, we got to shout out some players that have good efficiency ratings. They contribute, but not a lot of people talk about. Jonas Valanciunas.
He's averaging about 10-7 or 9-7. I mean, that's pretty good.
In terms of production-wise, back, especially after the All-Star break, Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Justin Holiday's brother.
This is the handle, fall away. Yes!
He's back averaging 16 and 6.
That's good.
But the Pelicans are more like the Pelicans right now.
Damn. They ain't flying.
What do you want to talk about?
These
here?
broken wings.
Does this Marcin Gortat?
One of my favorite big men in the NBA. I like the way he dunks. He's always enthusiastic. He brings the energy, the charisma. He's Polish. Shout out to Polish dogs.
Underrated player, Danilo Gallinari.
Danilo, the Italiano.
Derek Favors. He's productive.
On the Utah Jazz.
The Jazz for a second looked like they were going to make the playoffs.
They might. I would say this. They were a few. All right.
I wouldn't say so. Nicholas Vucevic. We talked about him. Always underrated.
Dude, last year he almost averaged 20 points a game too. This year he's averaging like 18 or 19.
Aaron Gordon.
Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
In the dunk contest.
Who, after the dunk contest, they decided to play out of their minds.
Nate Robinson
Yo.
is pretty much quitting the NBA to try out for the NFL.
Shout out to Nate Robb. He's also a UW product. Went to Rainier Beach High School in Seattle. Now, if you didn't know this, in college, Nate Robb also played football and basketball.
Two sports. It's tough because he's 31. He hasn't played in the NFL. He hasn't played high-level football for like 10 years. Brook Lopez, all-star level player, terrible team. Does he got to go?
He's one of the big men who actually, their moves look good.
Give him a spin move. Giant steps.
I don't know how he ended up that much better than his brother Robin.
Yeah, I
Like his post moves are way better. But Robin Lopez actually surprisingly good for the Knicks too.
Not all
Listen,
brothers are the same.
We got to talk about Ben Simmons. He's probably the #1 draft pick.
A lot of people compare him to.
LeBron James.
All right, first of all, do you agree or disagree with that comparison?
I disagree. To me, Ben Simmons is almost like an Evan Turner / Lamar Odom type.
To me, he's also got some Michael Beasley in him.
Michael Beasley, almost like Boris Diaw.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean to compare him to people he looks like. Jabari Parker is averaging like 18 points a game.
The Bucks, they broke the Warriors streak. They beat a lot of good teams this year, but they couldn't really pull it together.
So Brandon Knight went out for a while. Eric Bledsoe went out for the whole season. Devin Booker is kind of like what Bradley Beal should have become. It looks like Devin Booker is going to become what Bradley Beal was supposed to become, because some people said that Bradley Beal is like not even Bradley Beal anymore.
Damn.
And Bradley Beal was supposed to be the next Ray Allen.
When Bradley Beal ain't even Bradley Beal, what's real?
Listen, Devin Booker is the youngest player in the NBA. And he's actually the most light-skinned player in the NBA.
Yeah. What race is he? Actually, he's half Puerto Rican, half black, but man, that guy looks Asian.
Last but not least, one of my favorite players and the people that people compare me to in the NBA. I got to give a shout out to J.R. Smith.
Hey.
Shooting 40% from 3 this year.
And the 2, J.R. Smith.
Surprisingly, they said he's almost like a glue guy on the Cavs.
All right, that's crazy. What does that mean for the Cavs if you're saying J.R. Smith is a glue guy?
Andrew, what's your major takeaways for the NBA 2015-2016 season?
You pass the ball, you will get three-pointers, and three-pointers are extremely important in today's game.
It's like the NBA every season looks more and more like a video game. And the video games, like 2K16, get more and more boring every season.
I always get the ball stolen like every other time in that game. Oh.
All right, you guys, that's it for the Race to the Playoffs edition of Asian Guys Talk About the NBA. Make sure you let us know what your thoughts about the NBA regular season are in the comment section below, as well as what you think the trends are moving into the playoffs.
And as the playoffs go on, we are going to come out with another Asian Guys Talk About the NBA edition, so look out for that. And until next time, we out.
Peace.
All right, everybody, thank you for watching that video. Man, the NBA season has been so exciting. We love basketball. I know a lot of you guys like basketball. We want to make some more basketball content for you guys. And check out our new shirts at fungbros.gummymall.com. If you like this shirt, Chopstick God by D-Yoon. Anyways, watch this video right here. Watch this video right here. Remember, in the comments below, let us know what your playoff predictions are like and what you guys thought about our opinions. Until next time, we out. Peace!